What is the real me? A question I've been asked multiple times, and a question that is much deeper than I once believed it to be. In our age of such modern, advanced technology, it gets harder and harder to differentiate the real me in all the different realms. An average lad in the 1890s named Walter. Walter would have maybe two or three personalities. One when Walter is with close friends, which will be extra hyper and exuberant. Big word. And another with his parents, more respectful and perfect. This would still cause Walter some trouble, and he would think to himself, which is the real me? Now it's a whole new ballgame. Your average lad, especially somewhat more online lad, would have a couple to a dozen different personalities. On FPS games, they will be extremely obnoxious and egotistical, while on Dress to Impress, more civilized. Each Discord server, they would have a new character to accompany them, like the colors of the rainbow. They would navigate through the digital world with a new mask everywhere they went. Add on to that their school character, work personality, family, friends. Sooner or later, they're bound to think to themselves, which is the real me?
Hey, but don't worry, Big Daddy Wookiee is here to save you in this situation.
Is what I would want to say. But truthfully, I struggled with it myself. Instead of saying Walter or a random Discord mod, I'll tell you my past journey to answer this question. I myself, like you, have both a role in the real world and a presence on the internet. My character stemmed mainly from church and online, to keep it simple. My dad is the pastor of our church, and as his son, I had to take on this responsibility of having to look good in front of the adults every day and leading the youth group. This is a really civilized me, and I like to name this personality the church boy. But don't get me wrong though, I never held any resentment against his personality, and let me get another thing straight. My moral code or deeper belief never changed in my personalities. The other character I had was with my close friends online and in person. A genuinely obnoxious and hyper kid who wouldn't stop talking. I'll name this personality Jeff. For the purpose of this video, these are the main two personalities that I'll focus on because they were the main two. On Sundays, the church boy would come out and it would take over for most of the day. Then later, when I was with my friends, Jeff would take over and lift the mood back up. As time went on though, this question began to build up in me. Isn't it contradictory to have such opposite personalities? Shouldn't there be just one? That plunged me into an episode of self-contemplation. Truthfully, it's a bit embarrassing now to say that it's such a deep analysis on myself, but in the end, we were able to come to a conclusion that worked for me. That being, I don't know why you clicked on this video. Maybe you were just scrolling through YouTube and found my video on your feed, which is great. But I hope that at least one of you found this video while searching for an answer to your question. Who is the real me? To many, this question is trivial, one that they believe requires less than a second thought to find the answer. But for me, and maybe you, this question might be a core issue that rattles your identity. That's why I'm sharing my personal experience, so that you can follow or choose your own path. The conclusion I came to was that each and every personality was part of the whole me. And even if I didn't like a certain part, they were all part of my identity. In the church boy, I didn't like how I always had to put on a face in front of the adults. In Jeff, I didn't like the obnoxious me, and I wanted to be stoic,
Like an alpha male.
These weak points in my personality made me believe that there was a deeper character somewhere, that I was missing out on the true personality, the real me. But the truth was that even though there were points in each personality I didn't like, they each built onto one another to make me who I am. The true personality I was looking for was not just one, but it was already there, and I had to accept that both were my own. Yeah, I found it pretty cringe. The treasure was the friends we made along the way. But for me, the solution was cliche. I just had to accept that I wouldn't have just one personality, but multiple that all work to make me whole. But does this mean that you're the same as me? No. That's why I said that this is my own experience years ago. You might find your own solution, and that's another point of this video. You have to find the answer on your own. Obviously, there are some questions that you search up and find in ChatGPT, but when it comes to your own personal experience and issues, the only way to solve the problem is to find it on your own. Maybe you'll come to realize that you already had a true personality. Maybe you'll realize that you're the same as me. Or maybe you decide that this problem isn't even worth your time. You have to find out for yourself. Thank you for watching. I was asked this question by my younger cousin, and I decided to make a video about it to give a little guidance for those who were struggling with this question just like the past me. Thank you for sticking to the end, and the fact that you did, that shows me that you want to subscribe and like and join me on my journey. Thank you.